a thing. Believe it or not, there's a lot of them now.
Yep.
And there's a lot of counters matter. And then there's a lot of payoffs for instant sorcery tribal if you go in that direction. In Sultai, like we've seen Derek with Damia, like be able to like destroy people with that deck with instant sorcery tribal. So even just playing this as I'm a XX instant sorcery tribal. This is the one deck that we actually get to play that one card that we always cut, Derek.
Villainous Wealth.
Yeah, Villainous Wealth. This is the one deck that you actually keep that card. Because it's an X spell, so it makes XXs. So with the combo potential of this, how easy it is to win in these colors, I think that this is A tier.
You get to run any. Sure. You really can run almost any strategy except for maybe Planeswalkers. You get to run creature spells. There's even X artifacts. I don't know if there's X enchantments. So you get to run 3 of like the 5 big like strategies.
This too. This definitely goes in A tier somewhere because this is the same thing as like him, but I think that being in these colors, or actually. No, Locust God is definitely better.
He's very different from him. He just says whenever you would gain value, get more.
Yeah.
Every time you would draw a card, you make a 1/1 haste with evasion. That card's insane.
It's definitely better than
even at worst. Okay, say you play a deck with no like draw effects in it. You get one on your turn, and he also could draw on his own. So say
do we put him like up here?
So say you just for fun want to build an artifact deck and make infinite mana. You still get to make infinite like 1/1s by drawing.
Also, there's a lot of ways to take extra combats, a lot of ways to make your creatures unblockable, a lot of ways to make him bigger in these 2 colors. So I think that I don't think he's better than those 3.
No, yeah, I was gonna say,
I would put
he's
him
right below me. Yeah, he's floating with Breya, I would say. I think he's probably better than Breya.
I kind of agree, because what your deck is trying to do is just so simple.
Breya doesn't give you stuff when you cast artifacts, just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So, alright. So this is the Nest Warden.
God gets you stuff when
this
you
is the Cycling Commander. I've actually seen people try to build this deck, and it just does not work out well. Like, it does not play well. Like, it still has a lot of funny things that you can do, and, like, the value that it's generating is only tokens. So, like, I think it's doing a neat thing, but it just always falls short of the fact that you're not recycling cards well. Like, you're just cycling cards and then just never getting them back well because you're not playing green.
And unless I'm gonna say, unless you have that one enchantment that came in the deck that lets you cast them when you cycle them, whatever, as well.
Oh, yeah.
Besides that, like, the deck kind of fumbles.
Yeah, I've watched people try to play this deck, and it just does not work out well. Like, it really doesn't.
Besides, Riley Reed's a better cycling deck because you get the double draw. Just saying.
Yeah. So, this commander is actually kind of broken. There's a lot of ways to combo with this commander easily. He's like one of the best instant sorcery tribal decks. He's like, I think the top played one, or like close to the top played one, next to Paco Haldan or some others, because his ability. So you're like, okay, well, you gotta tap him. Well, the thing is, there's a million ways to tap creatures, like without having to attack. And he's already a 4/4, which is really easy to attack someone with it. And once he gets tapped, there's like funny ways that you could tap it. Like, there's a lot of ways that people are just like tapping it to abuse it. So the only annoying part about it is having to tap it. But your teamer colors, you get to copy everything while he's tapped. Isn't it everything you cast?
Yes, it's everything you cast.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. Like, that's like Riku, but like you just have to get around a wall. So like, I don't think I put him all the way up here, but I definitely think he lands somewhere around here, like in the back of A. Because there are combos with him, Derek, with copy spells. Because you just tap him, you cast a spell, cast a copy spell. Game's over. Oh, well, you need like a payoff. But he gets huge, right? Doesn't he get bigger?
Yeah,
right?
he gets a counter every time you cast an instant spell.
Yeah, so you need a payoff. Like, you need like a gutter snipe or like, whatever. But it's infinite spells. So he gets big, you get to do things like if you have like Archmage Emeritus now, there's actually a lot of payoffs with copies now also. Like, not just cast. We got a lot, like Ralzeric is one of them, and you get to play him in this deck. So I definitely think he falls somewhere around here. I don't know where I'd want to put him, though.
I think he might be a little bit higher than the X-Hydra, because
I kind of want to put Edgar in the back over here.
I think X-Hydra's issues, you still have to dump a lot of mana into him if you don't have like a way to continuously untap him.
Yeah, this is just like a better deck.
That's just, I'm tapped now, my spells are doubled for free, just by having him in play. That's my opinion on it.
Do you think it's better? Do you think it's better than Kadena? For what it's trying to do?
I think
mean, once
honestly,
you get this bitch tapped, it's fucking go time.
well, hey, let me. Let's think about
Mana
this way. If you're playing, it's a spells matter decks. It's instant.
best
Actually,
colors.
sorry, it's an instant, not spells. Instants only matter deck. But if the one thing instants want more than anything probably is to get copied, and if he's already doing it, that's kind of like your main game plan as a commander. So I think that already like would put him in a really high power. Like,
Also, like Chandra's Ignition with this card, like going like okay, making making him an infinite, and then casting Chandra's Ignition. Like, there's a lot of easy ways to win with this commander. Like, I feel like he definitely lands somewhere around here.
yeah,
Because Teamer Spells has just been a really good deck recently.
you know,
Riku has been playing really well, and Paco Aldan has been playing really well also.
You know, I think I'd put him under Suvasa just because, like, he is probably the king of that strategy in those in the 3 colors. Just like,
Other than this,
yeah.
because I think this is better than Calamax. Because
well, no,
I
he's
think
not.
I'd rather just
He is.
pay two.
He is copy tribal. He is instant. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference. Where just like what's her face is like, is like enchantments and auras. He's like instants.
I do agree that these two are probably better. Do you think Kadena is better than the Ur-Dragon or no?
I don't know. I think they're next to each other. It just really
Okay.
depends on like how they're built. That they both probably like will do really good.
All right, so Oscar.
I kind of feel like it depends on what you value. I think Kadena will get there earlier, but I think Ur-Dragon is probably more resilient, and the longer the game goes on, probably just the better off the Dragon's player is. Like, I feel like Kadena is just a little bit quicker. Sultai is very good at doing what it wants to do. And obviously, Ur-Dragon being 5-color, sure, you can play black and you can play those tutors, but you're probably going to have to be like a green-red base deck with Splash. Like, you can't feasibly manage, like, a crazy 5-color deck with these all big dragons. You want all your ramp early, you know? Like, you want all your ramps and your rocks early, or the red or green like mana cost reducers. So you're not playing those low curve like spells to like make it go quicker, like go easier. You're not playing the greedy black draw like you would be in Kadena. Like, I just feel like Kadena is a little bit faster, but I think Ur-Dragon's probably a little bit better.
I agree. Okay, so Oscar, the Reconstructor. This is the one that sacks any permanent
Artifact.
Sacks an artifact and then gives a creature like a bonus. And then his cool effect though is X and tap. You can exile an artifact from your graveyard, and then you get 2 copies of it. You have to put, like, if it's a 1-drop, you have to put 1 into it, and then you get 2 copies of it into play. He's actually pretty fucking cool. But the problem is you're Boros, so I don't think he gets into A tier. No, it's for real, dude. Like,
no, I've laughed every time you've said it. This is like,
yeah,
we said it like 4 times already.
I just think there's a lot of fun things you could do with him, so I don't think he's C tier. Also, I don't even know if Marchesa's C tier, because there's a lot of really dumb ETB. I think I'd put her at the back here.
It's just more so saying for her on her own is still just kind of for ETB, like, she's conditionally helps ETB. She's not always helping ETB. And that's what was my...
You could literally just be Grixis Good Wizards, and it's going to be a good deck. You're going to have these wizards that when the ETB, they do shit, and then you're going to be able to get counters on them. They're going to come back. You're going to get more wizard effects, like just an example. I don't even know if you would play it, but like Ponder Mage. Obviously, you just get, it just comes back and you do it again. You get to Ponder again. That's pretty damn cool because it died.
I'm not
like,
thinking
there's just so many good.
Right now,
there's so
like
much
I
good
said,
wizard stuff.
They abuse the counters and like they're looping ATB stuff. Like, I've seen it on the command zone. I just can't think of the cards. There was this card that he had that just put counters on things when it entered. So I don't remember what it was, but it was letting him loop at the end of each turn, like getting to play cards, like, and just getting to tutor things a lot, which was nice.
That's cool, but like, is it better than just like running like, I see it down to like just a generic Brago ETB? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so do we
So
really want to put him
he's
C or B?
So I think he is an artifact based deck, and it depends on how well you place artifacts. He is
blue.
But you get the good red stuff, like we get like the Goblin Engineer and all that stuff, and like the Revi. If you are like that, like,
and you get the new white artifact birthing pod.
So yeah, they did get a little bit of help in these colors for artifacts. You could also build a semi-egg variant, so you get all the artifacts that draw when they enter, and then you could sack them and get copies of them. But
I just think he's better in the 99, and playing that one that that deals damage when it attacks is just like better because it's more annoying, you know.
No, yeah, I agree. You're still not in like blue.
Well, the one that I'm talking about is there's another Boros one that came with the same deck that is just when it gives artifact creatures haste, and then whenever you attack, you deal damage equal to the number of tapped artifacts you control to any target. Which is like way more annoying than reanimating something from the graveyard.
I just noticed.
Do you think that's good enough
I know,
for it to be big?
but I think people like playing him a lot more because I don't think they care less about the attacking. I think they're using him to abuse the power of artifacts by reanimating them and sacking them.
What are you really abusing reanimating in a Boros deck?
Well, it's just like I said, it's the artifacts that come in. So it's any artifacts. So I'd put him.
Get him in B?
I think so. Like imagine like going Meteor Golem, sacking Meteor Golem, then getting 2 more Meteor Golems.
But then you never get to do it again. It's like a one-time trick, you know.
Yeah, true. But sometimes, or also the other thing that I've seen them
also
mess.
Anguish Unmaking, you know. Get to play Anguish Unmaking.
The other side is with them is like stuff like you get to run those really like weird artifact things that are like the one I said, the Coveted Jewel that makes 3 mana, draws 3 cards, but then you have to give it to somebody. But you could activate it, then sacrifice it, get the bonus, and then you could bring it back, and then I think does he exile them at the end of turn?
No, they stay. Yeah, they stay. So like, but it's like a one-trick thing. Like if you get board wiped, like it just feels bad. But he's got a lot of artifacts that you can abuse. I think he's good enough to be B.
So yeah, I don't no argument with that one.
Yeah, Najeela is definitely like.
I have no words to say about that card.
Yeah, it's too easily to combo with this card. Like taking extra combats, there's too many ways to untap your lands. Like it's too easy. There's also Druid's Repository. There's like a million ways to make mana with attacking. Like also really good warriors if you're gonna play the tribe.
Yeah, sometimes you can just play warrior tribal, and sometimes you don't hit combo pieces, and you just go, cool, I'm gonna swing 90 power at you and get 90
There's
more
like
tokens.
5 or 6 ways to just win with her. So yeah, she ends up there, and you're 5.
And you get, and because you're 5, yeah.
This is definitely A.
Probably the best Blink Commander.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think it's better than those 3. I think it's better than Dina. I guess it depends on how you're playing it.
Thing is, a lot of the good ETB stuff is pretty low power, like pretty low curve.
Right, but
so you get them out pretty quickly, and you start get to doing your what you want really quickly.
I think he interacts with the
It's
Ur-Dragon
so
really
hard to
well.
outpace a Cloud Blazer every turn.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that he's definitely better than the Ur-Dragon, but is he better than these is the question. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think-
He still revolves around attacking, and like I said,
Yeah.
you still are playing a very low to the ground deck, and you're just trying to play the control game until you find your way to win.
yeah.
He does have combos, remember, Derek?
I know, that's what I'm
Trionic
saying.
Resonator and Basalt Monolith? Right? You blink the Strionic Resonator, re-enters, use it again, right? Infinite blinks.
Yeah, you get infinite.
Infinite blinks.
Yeah.
The trigger's still on the stack, yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
I'm not saying he doesn't have combos,
Yeah.
but his combo does revolve around him getting to
No, I
actually
totally
hit.
agree.
Yeah,
Usually you play like swords and stuff, but I totally agree. I mean, the flying makes it so much fucking easier.
yes.
And it's only a 4-drop in a deck that you're probably playing a lot of mana rocks because you get to fucking blink them. Like Mana Vault's fucking gas. You know,
Well, if you-
Ross did play Mana Vault. You know, cards like. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I just think that these decks are doing their things better slightly than what he's
like
doing.
he's.
I mean, if you like, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying because he's still. So the other things just like have an innate value just by having him play. He is still a conditional value, I would like to call, where like you have to do something to get the value. Okay, we play the spells that we need to for like Tuvasa, then we get the draw cards, and he gets bigger. We just play spells with Mr. Dude here. We're good. Like I said, Mr. Scare Dude over here, Locust Dude. We just play spells, and we just do a function of the game, draw a card, and we're getting value out of
We
it.
start our turn and we get value with Locust God.
Yeah.
Brago is still like
Exactly.
okay.
And then he has the effect too if you don't feel like, you know, you did enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. Do we think Riku's better than Elsha?
I do.
I
Yeah.
actually do think.
I feel like
I
Riku
think
does
Riku's
way
better than
more by
Atraxa.
himself.
I think he's better than Atraxa, personally. I think that this card's insane. I mean, you can even maybe argue for the S tier, but I think that Riku just... I keep looking at this list, and I'm like, I feel like Riku should be at the top. Okay, Dorevi. Okay, so not talking about combos. I mean, there is a lot of combos with him.
But isn't it mostly combos because of what's in the main board, less what?
Yeah, but also just getting to untap constantly as a creature deck in Bant. Because
Yeah.
it's just any time one of your, like, creatures get to deal damage, and it's any permanent. It's, like, not just lands, like, it's any permanent. So, like...
And he also has that stupid thing that lets him put him back into the battlefield from the command zone.
Yeah, I think that he ends up being here just because of how insane he is with cards like Mana Vault and like things that are supposed to stay tapped, and like he abuses untapping abilities like nobody's fucking tomorrow.
Here's what I think where he probably falls in there is that he's only as good as the deck that's behind him.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he's better than any of these? Do you think that Zexar is better than Lord Windgrace?
No.
No.
Okay. Do you think
I think lands are so much stronger than X.
Yeah, I too agree. So Dorevi, do you think Dorevi's better than any of those? Definitely better than Edgar. Is it better than what Zexar is trying to do? Probably.
I don't think he's stronger than what he's trying to do. I think he's stronger than what actually happens.
Yeah.
You think he's stronger than Windgrace?
So I guess maybe just because the potential of what he can do.
So the thing about Windgrace, sometimes that happens, is like you're not actually generating a lot of like draw value with the commander. You're really only drawing once a turn because he doesn't get to play any of the landfall draw. So like, you're gonna have to rely more on like the enchantments or like the weird draws that don't work well with like token generating, because a lot of the lands matter stuff is token generated. The only actual card you get to play that generates value is the Gitrog monster. Like that's the only one. And he's not as good as Tetiova because he's only triggering when the land enters. He's better with Windgrace because you get to discard 2 lands and draw 2 cards, which means you just discarded to draw 4. But in most sense, Tatiova's stronger because she's drawing when the fetch land enters and when you're getting a land also. So you don't get lands like that. I've actually seen Windgrace stumble sometimes. Like when Adam plays it, you're not generating actual hand advantage, you're generating board advantage. So I think a card like this kind of falls around.
Well, you still draw. If you discard a land, you draw 2, so you are technically going up in value.
Turn, you know, it's not like Tatiova or like any of these decks where you're just constantly drawing. You know,
because he's also not some. I don't think he's meant to play like a dedicated landfall Tatiova deck. He is messing around with your graveyard a bit more.
Yeah, he does do some animate shenanigans that I've seen. Like, and for that reason, that's why I'm saying I think Dorevi falls kind of like around where Windgrace is. Like either before.
I think right before it.
You think he goes above?
No, I think I would say before Windgrace.
Yeah.
I think Windgrace just still peaks out just a little bit.
I totally agree.
Because even just say put them both in a vacuum, at least Windgrace draws you a card.
Yeah, he does.
Even if you don't discard a land, he's still cycling. Okay, yeah.
Like, do we even have to?
Yeah,
like,
no.
Any arguments?
You don't even have to be playing good things. He's just the fact that, like, hey, half the things that exist in this game I can play again if they get dealt with.
I don't see how being able to play whatever you want, like from your graveyard with, based on its type, in Sultai that strong. So we can probably just go.
And then blinking it and sacking it with a Kai's Ghost Form and Phyrexian Altar isn't a thing.
No, definitely not. I've never heard of that.
Or Lion's Eye Diamond Deadeye Navigator isn't a thing.
And also the fact that we get to play all the really cool things like
combo, was it like Marchesa.
Or we get to play things like Desolate Tomb. Whenever something leaves your graveyard, you get a bat. I think it's what's called Desecrated.
Or no, River Kelpie.
River Kelpie.
River Kelpie is so fucking batshit.
Tormod.
Jake, read this card.
We have another one of those. It's called.
Hold on.
Go ahead. We have another one like that. That's besides River Kelpie. There's the enchantment version, 3 mana. Whenever you play a spell from your graveyard.
Read this, Jake.
Yeah.
River Kelpie. That thing's ugly.
Yeah.
So it does persist, so combos with the Chaos, and usually you do play combos with the Chaos in that deck.
Wait, why? Why would they do that?
Whenever River Kelpie or another permanent enters the battlefield from a graveyard, so it's also your opponent, so you hate this card, Jake. draw a card. Whenever
I
a player
don't.
casts a spell, hold on, listen how stupid this is in Muldrotha. Whenever a player casts a spell from a graveyard, draw a card. Okay, so how's Muldrotha working, Jake? You're casting the spells from the graveyard, right? And then a permanent's entering.
So you
So
draw,
you draw
two.
two.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it also
like
combos with Marchesa and draws your whole library because it draws when it enters. So yeah, the combos are way too easy. Okay, Nekozar. Okay, so this is another wheel commander, but has a much wetter win condition than the one that makes 1/1. So like, I
don't even think they're comparable.
Yeah,
I think Nekozar
he's
so much better.
I think he goes.
Yeah, because he has that burn damage.
He's still a little group hug. He's still a little group huggy though. So I think he falls like there maybe.
True.
Well, this comes to the spot where again it is just a value engine. Like it's just value. That just the better you are doing, the better Nekozar is. And
right. He hurts a player for that. Do you know that I just lose to that card in Vilas? Derek, do you know how that works?
Oh, because it just goes infinite?
Yeah, because I lose to that under World Dreams because Vilas is mandatory. So I lose a life draw. I draw a card, lose a life draw.
Well, the thing is, every time you draw a card, you have a chance to respond to the stack, so you have to wait till you draw something to deal with it.
That's what I had to do, and then I drew my fucking Hero's Downfall and I had to kill my own fucking Vilas. It sucked. But alright, so yeah, I think that it's so easy to win in this deck, and they just keep printing wheels. They also keep printing value cards that work off of instant sorceries to give you blockers nowadays, which is great. Like, you know, Shark Typhoon, or like just things like that like just generate value, or like, you know, I like him a lot. Marchesa.
I would stick her in B, maybe.
Yeah.
So here's the thing,
kind of
she
agree.
has probably the best colors to like for dealing with the board and dealing with what's going on.
I think there.
She does get to draw you like a card a turn with the Monarch, and you do get some of the black stuff. But the same issue I've like with any type of building, like it's very heavily you want to build a Monarch theme deck, and even if you don't, I don't know. I don't feel like you. What else would you really build? I don't know. Yeah, stick them up there. We know. Even if you don't build a CDH deck, the effect their value alone.
Dude,
So
freaking Dom
We're not gonna
partners
talk about
Thrasios with the Sphinx. The
it's
Yeah.
Sky
so good.
Draw
It's so good.
Sphinx. That thing's
Continue
so
your talk. I agree with Marchesa. Like, it's just, you're getting a value card in a deck that, like, also making the Death Touchers is great because it's giving you a way to get it back. Like, but is it better than the wheel make 1/1s, you think?
Thing is, she's probably going to kill everything and play really easily. So I think like that's how you would mostly play the deck. Like you get to run some of the best removal spells for everything in the game, whether that be like the board, your hand, the graveyard.
Agreed.
And she
Also, board wiping and replaying her is solid. You know? Just always getting the Monarch. Like, it's nice. And even if you don't have the Monarch, you get the 1/1s with Death Touch and Haste. So, like...
And those could be really annoying.
I still don't think it's better than the green creature decks.
No.
Or like the 3-color zombie deck is definitely better than Scarab God. And the Allura, like, life gain strategy, like, aristocrat, like, style, I think is still better. Actually, are the green decks better? I don't know. But I agree with that. Do you have anything to say about Marchesa, Jake?
No, I think she's just drawing cards in those colors is obvious, and then kill everything colors. Great board control.
She's
just
a fair
overall
card.
very versatile against whatever she fights.
Yuriko 100% ends up here.
Oh yeah.
I think either somewhere up here because she kills so fucking quickly.
Yeah, and
Yuriko is a ridiculous commander.
It kills fast. You get a lot of value really quickly.
I honestly think Locust God is easier to win than Elsha. Just gonna be completely honest. I think she's even better than Atraxa. Like, I seen people kill with this commander on like turn 4, like, because they just play high-costed delve or like spells that they abuse by like just like ways to like cheat them or like, you know, and then the 1-drops. There's too many fucking 1-drops that like either have hexproof or flying that are just unblockable. And also, she has the same thing as Derevi. You never have to pay more than 2.
Yeah, because you get that.
And also, if you get Arcane Adaptation, you're just killing the whole fucking table. Like, you play Arcane Adaptation with all those 1-drops, now they're all ninjas, and you're swinging, and all of those trigger. Like, one drops just turned into 40 damage, kid, get fucked. And it deals it to everybody. Every time there's a Yuriko player at the table, and you, like, turn away for a second, everyone's life's at 20, and it's turn 4, and we're like, what the fuck happened here? Like, it's just one of those commanders. Like, she has easy ways to win, and it's generating value. And there's so many ways to make her unblockable and bounce her again in those colors that she easily gets up here. Like, I think that this deck just wins easier than any of these strategies.
Alright, what we got next?
Okay, so Zur. Oh, boy, definitely up here. Yeah.
Like I said, when enchantments and stuff are, like, that powerful.
Does he go above Joyra or below?
I think above, because you get to get exactly what you want into play when you need it.
Necropotence, Stick Study, Phyrexian Arena. Like, if you want to be a butthole, there's Back to Basics.
Phyrexian on life. There's all Solemnity. All the good ones are.
Yep. And here's why I go back. And here's why I just go back to what I mentioned before, that how, like, enchantments are some of the most powerful things in the game. And just tutoring 1 to 2 of them can put you that far ahead. It just shows you how powerful they can be, especially when they're that low cost.
Definitely the best colors for it. I mean, you lose green, but, like, the black ones are so fucking annoying. Like,
I'd hate to lose green, but I'd love to win the game faster.
I know. Shit, like, exactly right. Joda. Also, it gets to tutor, like, our 3 favorite cards, like Necropotence, Phyrexian Arena, Stick Study. So, like, Joda is pretty fucking insane.
I have to agree. I would have to agree that Joda is
definitely
absolutely bad shit.
Better
than Edgar.
Do we think Edgar's B tier or is still A tier?
No, I still think he's strong enough, because I think he still could be that fast and that powerful to straight kill you before you can deal with it.
It's better than I think it lands here. Because I think that the lands deck and the Windfall, like, all these decks can win a little easier. Actually, I would put Nekozar above Kadena, completely honest. And then, maybe even Ur-Dragon, because Nekozar wins so easily. Like, Nekozar could beat Ur-Dragon easily. And, like, it's so annoying, like, having to make the wheel cards, like...
Is Brago better than and Nekozar?
It can be. There's
a
lot of really good ETB stuff. And
like I said, Trionic Resonator just wins. These two don't have combos that they just win with.
Brago
that's
combos
not
really...
true, because they have combos within their own colors that don't involve the commander that can
That's true. That's true.
Well, I mean, you're just doing extra combats or whatever shenanigans with you want to do with but like Nekozar will just kill you with whatever he wants. He's Grixis.
I think I kind of agree. I think he does win easier. Like, this is just a hyper value engine like Kadena is. I even think Windgrace might be better than Kadena. No, Kadena can kind of go.
Kadena's insane.
Okay, so oh my god.
Put him at top. He's the top. He's basically whatever you want him to be. He's every.
So as far as CDH goes, I think that these are better. But like Kenrith, by himself, I think is the. There's one more that I think is better. For casual. That you can make an argument about this, but I think in casual, so like in competitive, Tymna Thrasios is better. But casual, they fall a little bit to Kenrith, which is the utility. We don't even got to talk about that. This is definitely easy A tier, but where are we putting it? Probably around the Edgar, like making tokens, kind of, right?
Well, I guess it depends how you build her, because I think a lot of times they end up using the tokens she makes as like sack fodder to make mana.
Maybe she is like down here.
No. Like she's like the 2 ways that people usually build her is you run a lot of just like enchantments that buff your board, but the real way you play her is you just basically play like Urza eggs, basically, because every time you cast something, or it's like more like playing Sai. It's Sai with black and white, because you just run the things that, like, you get to run Phyrexian Altar or Ashnod's Altar and eat every token you play and just keep playing stuff. And because anytime you play the non-creature spells, you get to make artifact or enchantment, you get to make a blue fairy creature token. So you're just playing,
and she also pumps them.
So you're playing, and very rarely does that ever come in hand. Most of the time, you're just playing like artifact, enchantment, storm half the time, and just skull clamping all the fairies that come out and just drawing your whole deck.
Is she really better than Allura though?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think I put her even higher. I probably put her above Ur-Dragon.
Above
I don't think the Dragon.
No, because
I
she's
think maybe like
she
Peter.
is a straight hard combo deck. She is not a.
I think she's
fair
better than
deck.
Joda.
I don't know.
Probably.
Once it hits here, though, I don't know about that.
Like I said, keep in mind she is a hard combo like artifact, like combo-y deck most of the time.
Right.
You can
But
build her in a tribal, or if you want to build auras, but like.
I think she might be better than Windgrace. I don't know. Windgrace is pretty good though for like what he's doing. I think I'd put her there. Because I think drawing is still better. Like, this value is still better than making a 1-1, I think. I think that's about... Oh, my God.
Yeah, shoe lane, more like...
monstrosity!
More like shoe lame.
Where do we put him, though? Like,
Dude,
here?
where do we put him? The fucking trash bin, Tom. Are you kidding me with this? They were like, dude, what if we gave it white? What if we made it so that you could play extra lands, drew extra cards, and just win the game by doing absolutely nothing? Like,
Yeah, no,
that card is actually a crime. Although it's not better than... I don't think it's better than Najeela.
because you still get to play just great ETB stuff.
Yeah, these decks combo too easily. So does this, though. And I think in casual, Tulane is better than Timna Thrasios.
Yeah, shoe lane can fizzle though.
Mhm.
If you don't have like the setup and you just draw a bunch of lands,
It's a blue deck.
it
Bounces
happens.
So yeah,
like
that would be
It
unlucky,
bounces
Derek. It'd be a
creatures,
shame if I
Derek.
just changed the
It
top.
bounces creatures. And
One
you just play like no lands.
Yeah.
And then Derek, you just play. The problem is they play the creatures that bounce themselves, so you're
I
never
know.
gonna fizzle.
But sometimes it
Yeah.
happens.
The
You
thing
go
is
infinite with Kieran Ranger.
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't think Zur or Muldrotha is better than these two, right? Not even just considering them as a pairing, but just like their own cards, just like the value.
Well, I
they
think
generate.
No, I
Timna.
think Muldrotha is better than both of them.
Yeah, I think so.
If you're
In a
looking
casual
if you're
setting.
looking at Timna by herself, I don't think she's as great. I think what makes her good is what she's paired with. Her
Yeah,
by
I
herself.
think that in a casual setting, all of these are better. That's why I'm pushing them.
Because if you take Timna straight by herself, like black white only has so much attacking you can do at low cost to get the value out of it.
Mhm.
Like she's what makes her good is being paired with Thrasios
Or Crom.
or Crom.
Crom's really good too. I don't know if he's on here though.
Oh,
don't know if
I
any
see
of
the
them
next
are-
guy. I know where he goes.
Yeah, he's EA. I think, or actually,
I would put him in S.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I'd
say,
actually
isn't he that guy? Like,
yeah, he's a food chain deck.
yeah,
Even if
he-
you're not-
isn't he
even if
the
you're-
food chain
Even
deck
if you're
right
not
now?
even if you're not playing food chain, just like there are so many card effects that just say sacrifice.
Is Shroud better than Timna Thrasios, you think, in casual?
Probably.
I think so. Corvolt. Yeah, Corvolt lands here for me. I think because food chain exists, and also like
Remember, he draws a
sack
card.
tribal-
Yeah, so you could literally
Yeah.
go, okay, I'm gonna sack my
Reassembling skeleton.
no, like okay, I'm gonna sack the land to get a basic and the play tapped. Evolving Wilds, you get to draw a card from that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna play the ETB sack creatures. I get to draw from that, and he
This
gets
is
bigger.
the Knight Tribal guy that equips things for 0, and then whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you draw a card and lose a life. So it's
It's-
life draw.
It
He's
is.
a B tier
It's
commander.
only equipped to knights though.
Yeah, which the Knights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're kind of
Uh,
built for that. You also have that one knight that reduces the cost of it.
Also, a lot of
equipment.
people just make it Voltron and then just draw
Yeah.
when he attacks because he can equip to himself for 0. I think the draw and the fact that Knights are okay and just being an equipment deck in those colors is
Yeah,
fine.
equipment and Mardu just seems like it's okay.
Yeah, so I think he at least is
At least
here.
you get black to draw.
I think he ends up there.
Yeah.
I'm
Torbrand.
also. Oh, Torbrand.
I think
Um,
he'd go C for me.
yeah.
He has an
totally.
issue with like once you burn your hand out, or unless you have like I don't know. I feel like it struggles, but just by himself. He can get there, but like
No, I don't think there's any argument here. Jake, what do you think?
No, I'm fine with that. It's the
Alright.
same problem with any mono red deck. They just run out. You know, they look
Yeah,
great till turn 5.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he doesn't have any just like combos that usually win on spot. So where are we putting Niv and A? Above Troxa
I-
or like below Locust God?
Above, I think I think he's definitely above Locust God.
Yeah,
I think
because
he's
he gets the
he
draw
wins
from your
with one
opponent's.
card, man.
Yeah, and
Like,
we have 2 different variants of that card, and he also draws when
yeah,
your opponents play stuff. He can't be countered, and Niv Mizzet equals #1 if you look at his old card
So
art.
I think for just the casting cost, Yuriko's better. I'm gonna keep her there.
Yeah.
And I think Riku's shenanigans is still just absolutely broken in those colors. Like,
yeah.
you
I
do
think
the
it's
dumbest
only
shit.
Commander. It's only Commander Ninjutsu.
Like, I saw Mike kick a Rider replication with Riku and make that many copies of like an Avenger. Like, that's the kind of shit Riku does. Like, he just gives you so many fucking options. Like, on a surface, it doesn't look that insane until you start playing with it, and you're like, this is just fucking insane. Okay, Urza. So I think he's. I don't know if I want to put him S anymore, but he's definitely A somewhere. Or in casual.
No,
though,
I would still put him in S.
Yeah.
No,
you still
I
think
think
S?
no matter what, he's an S. I think
Artifacts are he's too much value.
he has the win con on. He has the win con on his body. He
I don't
makes
think he's better than
artifacts that are
Timna.
already broken better. I think he's
the
better than
bottom of
Timna.
S. No, I don't think he's better than Timna. Timna combos just like.
Well, we're saying like if we're
It
looking
has
at them by
that
themselves, by themselves.
Timna's a better. Oh, you mean better than Timna? Oh,
Yeah.
Timna,
yeah,
Timna.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Urza's better than Timna.
Yeah, I agree. Not better than Thrasios. Actually, yeah.
No, I think it is better than Thrasios.
No, because the combos in Simic are just as easy, and Thrasios is the win condition also. And Thrasios mana, like, his win condition is better. Like, he gets to scry, put the lands in, and draw. Like, Urza is a crap shot of whether you're getting value or not. And
Not
you have
when
to
you have
remember that
Infinite.
Thrasios
Play
is
everything.
also being paired with something, so that immediately makes him better. Because, like, you're going to pair it with, like, Crom or Timna, and, like, you're getting more colors to combo. It's just way easier.
Yeah, I guess just the color
in casual.
flexibility makes it
Yeah,
better.
even if you just do double Simic, like, and you're just, like, doing the same combos as Urza, but her win condition is better, and her value on a stick, even just as a card, putting the 2 of them in a deck, she's a better card. For sure.
Hey, what we got next?
Okay, so Sisse, this is the one that tutors legendaries. I don't know if she's S tier. There isn't just a way to win with her, really.
Especially,
She's really good, though. I feel like I can't not put her in A. I think she falls around Joda. I think she might be slightly better than Joda.
yeah, that's fair. I think it takes a little time to get her going, and if we're going in like,
kind of nuts.
If
Joda's
we're-
just gassed.
yeah, I guess it's also good. Depends on how good the things are in your hand, but usually with him, you're going for like amazing things, and she's kind of doing the same. They kind of are doing the same thing. They're just trying to cheat stuff into play. So yeah,
And I think this does it better still because, like with Joda, like you still get to play the value spells in that deck, as where this is like limited to playing all legendary stuff. Joda is like, I'm gonna play like I'm gonna play like a 9-mana draw spell for 5, like, or just a Jin Gitaxis for 5, like consecrate. You know, everything gets a discount.
yeah, I got you.
And
Man.
it's stupidly easy in this day and age with cards like the World Tree and like Chromatic, or like it's stupidly easy to make Woodburg in this
Yeah.
day and age. All right, so this guy,
He is probably the best reanimator commander we've ever had.
What
yes,
is that?
he's the one that does power less. Hold on, it's like 10 power or less. So
Yeah.
when it mutates, you return 10 power less. So the thing that they do with him, Jake, is they bring back a bunch of 0 drops or like low power, like, you know, just like things that can die or like do things, you know.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good. I don't know if he gets here though.
Like I said, he's probably the best reanimation commander we have.
I'd probably put him somewhere around here. Honestly. Do you think he's better than the other one, like the old one people used to play that just plays something for Grave?
Yep. Oh yeah, he outclassed Carador a lot.
I mean, he's not better than Marin.
He's basically Marin but better. Marin's
one, he had
Marin is
mutator.
more grindy. Apex,
But that's what I want in my commander.
but
games.
He gets white.
Apex Dex gets usually has an infinite combo off his mutate with like I remember I pointed out at one point with the sack shenanigans, but like you're basically playing the same thing as Marin deck. You get to play white stuff in it.
But this is not better. Because you have to mutate onto it is the problem. And it doesn't have... It only gets to do it once. So, like, if you're not comboing, Like Marin is just constantly generating value every turn. Like playing against Marin is
Oh,
chaos. I'd much rather play a Fleshbag Marauder at the end of every turn than just do this one time and maybe combo.
No, you're not thinking of how you play the Apex Death. Apex of Death is playing the generic reanimation snags. You're probably playing Marin in the main board. When you go for your mutate is basically when you're like, okay, I'm gonna play Karadar and I'm gonna win.
Is the problem?
What
He's not doing it in the command zone. I think it's way more powerful to have a creature that's gonna loot my Spore Frog every turn.
Well, no, like you said, he is in the command zone. He's in your command zone.
Yeah, but he only does it once.
You only need it once. That's the thing. It's like you don't need.
What he's saying is he's still playing the exact shell and still playing Marin. It's just he's gonna have those resources. The one time that he does hit is the last time he does.
Yeah, but I get that, but I still think Marin.
And it's not only the one time because you play a few of the other good mutate creatures and you mutate under him and you get to trigger him more than once.
Yeah, but I mean, then you're playing mutate in a reanimation.
Well, you only play a few of them just as like a backup, and the ones that you play are pretty decent.
Some of them are good. Like I bet you play like trumpeting. What is it? Trumpeting Gnar is the one that destroys an artifact or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like those are more than fine to play to re-trigger your abilities.
I just think a one-time trick, like you're playing like the black green. I just don't think it's better than Marin at all. Like I've played it. Like Marin is just one of those decks that like easily wins. Like I'd much rather be able to do something every turn, and like be able to play through graveyard hate better. Like because Marin can just constantly keep doing what you want to do. Like even after your entire graveyard gets hurt. Like as where this card just falls like pretty hard.
It doesn't though. I don't think you're thinking about it the way there are different types of styles of deck. Marin is the long grindy game. Apex of Death is like I'm just going to play a graveyard. It's kind of like Karadar. Like I would say Karadar was better than Marin, and Apex of Death is just an upgraded version of Karadar.
Karadar's not better than Marin. Marin is definitely better than Karadar.
Nah,
Marin is ridiculously annoying.
Nah, because I think
Marin is insane. Marin is like. Are you kidding? Like being able to lock out games with Spore Frog, like
you don't. But that's the thing is you don't need to do that in the white decks because the white decks could just get to the combos a lot easier.
Marin's not Protein Hulk. Marin. Well, I used to win on turn 3 with Marin in a $400 build. Any deck that's playing green black has that exact combo. You can't act like he's the only one that does it.
I'm not saying he's the only one, but you get
and also you need a lot of creatures in grave to do it. Like so.
You don't need a lot. You just need the ones that you need the combo. You're taking the same exact strategy, but you're adding additional color. Doesn't make it worse.
But his effect is worse. Is the problem?
And like I said, Karadar was like the ultimate like reanimation style deck, and then when he came out, he bypassed.
No, but Karadar is different.
I know.
Karadar people played like the big like things. Like Marin is like a grind.
That's kind of one way you play. Karadar more so like if you played the true way was just looking for the Safi combo as fast as you could.
Yeah, I get that. And Marin still has the Protein Hulk combos, which are stupidly easy. Like, you're playing more of a sack tribal deck, as where this is caring more about milling your graveyard. Like, Marin does that, but like she's not entirely based around milling your graveyard. She does a lot of it. Like, I just think Marin's effect. You know what? I'm just gonna push her over here because we're talking about her so much. I think that this guy lands here just because he's not constantly doing it. I think once you go for the EHA and like let's say it doesn't happen, like then you're gassed out. Like you're playing the deck, I get that, but him in the command zone is nowhere near as good as constantly being able to generate value from your graveyard every turn. Also, just being able to go like, okay, I'm gonna entomb and just like get my Protein Hulk immediately. Like I don't have to wait, or I'm just adding it to hand. Like, at worst, Marin's just a Palace Siege, which we all know is a great card. Like, she is so much better than this commander. And the other one, because she's putting them out for free, is the thing. Like, that's the problem with Marin. And then, when she dies, you still have energy counters, and you're doing it again. So it doesn't matter what happens.
And if Apex dies, you get to mutate again and probably win again.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I get, like, you could sack him and replay him, but you're paying him every time. Like, you're mutating every time. Like, and he's a lot more mana than Marin.
Look, and Tom, don't forget, mutate is both ways. So, like I said, you run the 3 good ones or the 4 good ones that have, like, good ETB effects that you would just normally run anyway, and that triggers him again, and you get to keep going. It's not a one-time thing.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Like, I get that, but, like, I just feel like Marin is still generating more value. Like, when I play against Marin, like, when I see this commander, because I have played against it, Andrew owns it. Like, when I've played against this commander, it, like, really hasn't done a lot when you interact with it. When you play against Marin, you're going into turn 15, and she still has 10 cards in her hand, like, 10 permanents in play, 50 cards in her graveyard, and is still being able to play.
Tom, you're making argument you're making argument between trying to play against a Spells Matters deck and a Storm deck. They're not the same.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's kind of the difference I would play. Marin goes for the long game. The Apex of Death.
Which I think the long game is more important in Casual Commander. That's why Modrota's in fucking S tier right here. Because she plays the long game.
But that's why Chu Lane is above it, which is just like an auto combo deck. So,
but she also plays the long game because she draws a million cards. And that's the long
but
game.
But you play terrible creatures just to make the combo go. Like the creatures that self bounce aren't good creatures. They're just good with him. That makes you combo.
I think that Marin is like easily an A tier. Like every time I've played against a Marin deck, I've hated it. Like the amount of